Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. Well, the Australian dollar staged a very impressive rebound on Friday, but still finding good resistance up around that 71 cent area. After touching it briefly today, dropped back rather sharply. On Friday, the US dollar also slid as US growth momentum fades following a sharp deceleration in advanced GDP to 1.4% from 4.4%, even as inflation pressures reassert, with the headline PCE ticking up to 2.9%, core PCE rising back to 3%, and the monthly core measure acceleration to 0.4%. A mix that keeps the Fed cautious in the near term, but leaves expectations tilted towards policy easing later this year. Looking to this week, though, all eyes will be on Michelle Bullock and also looking to the Wednesday's CPI print, where the trimmed means reading, the RBA's main key lens, that takes the stage. Along with that, as I mentioned, Governor Bullock will be speaking, and also President Trump may be adding a few remarks this week, along with several Fed speakers. So looking at the technicals, as I mentioned, there was a cap or good supply around 71, and it has now supported a slightly weaker dollar. A break of 70.55 could see a further move down towards 70 cents, reassess from there. Turning to the euro, the market is attempting to regain as the dollar slides, but keep an eye this week as the ECB leadership uncertainty may give a little bit more momentum into the price action. Given the fact that we have rebounded rather well, looks like the market's back on track there to test the 118.35 to 65 area and reassess, with any pullback likely to be shallow, with support seen at 117.65. Dollar yen, well, is there a bull trap in place? Could be, as the RSI is on the midway point and the MACD is still lacking momentum and therefore could see a further slide. I like the way this pattern's setting itself up again, possibly back to 151 to 152 as a broader call, and the immediate target seen around 153. But overall, still feel the bears are weighing on this pattern. Any upside attempts likely to be limited. When it comes to sterling, I look like we're getting a bit more momentum into play here as we look towards 135.5 to 135.60. I like the shape of this pattern, but I would like to see a break above there to support the level on to 136. All eyes back on gold as it reaches its objective of 5,100 and now accelerating onto 5,200, and could even have 5,500 back on the cards, with US-Iran tensions still around and uncertainty about the tariffs that were put on in the weekend. Now looks to the US data and also Trump's comments. Any pullback still could be quite severe, and finding support around 5,050-70 area, and with the broad trend still around 4,700. So still quite a hole here, but I still feel the market can rally. A little bit of profit taking coming back into oil after exceeding beyond $66, but lacking momentum, as we can see here from the MACD. Could see a slight correction back to 65.60 or even down to around $64 a barrel before the next rally on to 68. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for joining me, and as always, look out for the interest report, and I hope you enjoy the great start to the new week.